At ELPRO, we have one core mission, which is safeguarding pharmaceutical products as they travel through the supply chain. This means we are focusing on both sides of the supply chain. One side, everything which is stationary monitoring from production over lab facilities, and then the other side, which is more the in-transit, so transport monitoring, so pharmaceutical products really moving from one location to the other location. And what for us is very important, that we want to be a true end-to-end visibility provider, enabling pharma companies to look at this supply chain holistically through the entire journey of the pharma product. In my role, it's more translating customer requirements and needs and listening to them and bring that into solutions which help to improve pharma supply chains, reduce cost, and of course reduce waste as well. It really means that we want to look at a product. So how is the product traveling through? Which ultimately means that you are looking at different steps and combining these data sets into one holistic view, giving really end-to-end visibility on temperature exposure throughout the supply chain, whether this is in stationary, but then also in transit. I think that's really our strength, that we are capable of combining these data sets, aggregating it, and make it more powerful for faster release processes, for example. It is actually quite a good question because there are so many data collected throughout the journey of a pharmaceutical product. However, they are very much in silos, which means that stability budgets are getting broken up into different steps and stages. You have different teams, different providers or service providers helping you throughout the supply chain. And it's then rather difficult to aggregate all that data. However, as we spoke before on product level, right? As soon as you start looking at product level and exposure on a product, start to aggregate those data sets, it's becoming a very powerful tool to on one side improve the supply chain, but then also make use of stability budgets across the entire pharma supply chain. So it means that you are really looking at all the exposures throughout the journey of a pharma product. And by looking at this entire chain, you can make much better, faster decisions, also considering stability budget across all the steps, which means you can really push it forward if it's not used. In the first step is not lost, right? You give it to the next step, and this at the end also helps to reduce product waste or a lot of manual effort to assess data. Stability data is something which we at ELPRO are considering as very important since a long time, since many years. And it's more that you have often the situation that you use like strict alarms, but you have multiple products in one shipment. So in order to help make release processes faster and avoid quarantine times, we are really looking at the individual stability budgets per product and help to apply these automated in the process through software-based solutions. Ambient temperature is a very powerful tool to improve and optimize your supply chain. If you look at passive packaging today, inside temperature, you just see a flat line because the performance is really good. So if you want to optimize your supply chain, looking at outside temperature and really the exposure of the packaging you are shipping can be very powerful. This means you can really look at lane risks, right? You can also have situations where you might have delays and you will see whether is it in a controlled environment, yes or no. So it gives you a lot of data, and to combine this also, for example, using a real-time device on the outside, USB type loggers on the inside, you get you can really take data-driven decisions, helping your supply chain. So I think the industry is moving from a traditional monitoring approach to much more intelligence and ecosystem that can drive the supply chain. What does it mean? We will definitely see more that end-to-end visibility, so merging stationary and in transit, have a holistic view on how a pharma product travels throughout the supply chain. Then, as I've mentioned, outside temperature can be a very powerful tool to optimize a pharma supply chain. And of course, this is definitely something we at ELPRO, that's at our core. We want to bring end-to-end visibility to the market with our solutions. Want to be on the forefront of enabling automated product-based release throughout an entire journey of a product. And there are quite a lot of exciting things coming up on our side, whether it's on hardware, but then also, of course, software and on the service side.